Alright, we are doing the Parachute Blue-Winged Olive. It's been a while since I had done any little dry fly, so bear with me here. This is a number 18. Just a regular Mustad dry fly hook. And I'm using, this is Unithread 8/0, so something a little bit smaller. And for my hackle on this one, I'm using this blue dun kind of colored neck. And for the tail, I just go and pluck off one of these bigger feathers towards the back and just peel off a few fibers, maybe about 8 fibers or so. Trim off the webby stuff, lay that on there, secure it on so the tail is about the hook length or so. And then the post, I'm using this kind of polypropylene floating yarn stuff, and this particular batch is kind of thin, so I'm going to double it over like that. And just trim out the edges to clean it up. We'll probably trim it again later. This will kind of make it longer than it's going to be, so I have something to hang on to, and then I can trim it. But just lay it on top, a couple loose wraps to get it in place, secure it on there, trim. Clean that back part up with thread, and then I like to do a few reps around the post, so when I'm doing this, I'm not putting much tension on until I grab it, and then I pull tight. Otherwise you'll just be frustrating yourself and it'll be coming off the post. So build up a little bit of a post, and I've actually been coming and putting in my hackle now, so I just pulled off one of the appropriate size hackle fibers, and this is the neck, so these aren't very long, but let's see, to get up to kind of about where I want it, and I'll tie it in kind of pointing to the back with the curved side facing me, and then I hold it up along the post and actually just tie it to the post and wrap up, I don't know, a couple, maybe like a millimeter, 2 millimeters. Trim a couple of those crazy fibers, and then I go back and start my dubbing. I'm just using the Hairline super fine dry stuff. They're Blue Wing olive color, and doesn't take much dubbing, but the trick is to make it nice and smooth so that when you wrap it up it's an even body. And I did a decent job on that one, not perfect. But here I go right up to the post and then actually put a couple wraps in front of the post to something like that, and then I'll go ahead and wrap the hackle around, and I try to start at the top and then put each consecutive wrap just underneath the last one. Depending on the quality of the hackle, I usually go 4 times about, and then here I gather up all those fibers, pull them back, and cinch that on. When I did that, I kind of pinched that thread right there, pulled down. That's how you can cinch that hackle on there without letting up the tension. So snip it off, and then I come and I just stroke all these back, put a few more wraps on there to fill up with thread that bare hook piece, and then whip finish. And whip finish, grab the thread like that, stroke back those fibers along with the main line of the thread, get them out of your way. Otherwise it's really hard to finish that off without binding some of the fibers in there. Pulled a little too hard, and then clean them up. That one looks pretty good. Sometimes I'll have to trim a couple of bottom ones off, but I think that one's good. And you can also trim the parachute off if it looks a little too long. But that's it. Really simple. But a couple of those parachute steps might help you out. I'll do another one here. Hook. And once again, I'll just use that same feather to grab a couple fibers for the tail. Lay it on to kind of measure it. want to get this nice and secure on there and make sure that you wrap on the all the way back on the hook too to help secure it so it doesn't roll on you. Especially when you get up to these top wraps, that's where you, I mean these couple wraps are pretty loose, and then I'll grab it and that's when I'll tighten it up. With the dubbing. It took me a few of these after doing lots of big steelhead nymphs and stuff to get used to the smallness again, but I actually kind of like doing these. Next is 20s and 22s though, that might be a little trickier. These things should lay pretty nice in the water. Hackle fibers on this one are just a wee bit long, but I'm kind of a leg man, so I'll take it. Alright, finish that sucker off. I don't get too anal about having a few wily fibers here and there. It makes it look more buggy.